Welcome to the Uplift report, a monthly dose of good news from across the UK and the world. We are here to share stories that lift spirits and remind us that positivity still thrives. Let's start off with the first one, and this is the NHS improvements. We have some genuinely hopeful news from the UK healthcare system. For the first time in 17 years, NHS waiting lists are falling, month after month, since the new government took office. In May 2025, the total number of people waiting dropped by nearly 30,000, bringing the list down to 7.36 million, the lowest level since March 2023. Now, when we talk about the NHS waiting list, we are referring to people who have been referred for treatment, like surgery or specialist care, but haven't started it yet. It's not just a number, it represents real people waiting in pain or uncertainty. So seeing that list finally start to shrink is a big deal. This progress is backed by record NHS funding, with an extra £25.7 billion allocated over this year and next, the biggest increase since 2010. It's the goal to restore the NHS to its world-class standard, like it was in the early 2010s. Alongside this, there are other visible improvements already underway. New neighbourhood health centres are launching from September this year, so September 2025, starting with 42 sites in areas with the greatest needs. These centres will operate 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, bringing hospital-level services like diagnostics and rehabs into local communities. Early rollout areas include Derbyshire, North Lincolnshire and Manchester. A nationwide lung cancer screening programme is being rolled out to catch early signs of illness and save lives. And new mental health emergency departments are being introduced to ensure people in crisis get the right care, without ending up in overcrowded A&Es. It's a long road, but these are real, visible steps in the right direction. The second good news item on our list is the free school breakfast clubs. And that is another bit of good news for families across England. The government has begun rolling out free breakfast clubs in primary schools, starting with 750 schools in the most disadvantaged areas. These clubs offer 30 minutes of free childcare and a nutritious breakfast before lessons begin, helping children start the day ready to learn. Around 180,000 pupils are already benefiting, and the plan is to expand this to all 17,000 state-funded primary schools in England over the next few years. But this isn't just about food, it's about outcomes. A major study found that children in schools with breakfast clubs made 2 months additional progress in reading, writing, and maths over the course of a year. The gains weren't just academic. Teachers reported better attendance, punctuality, concentration, and behavior, even among children who didn't attend the club, thanks to calmer, more focused classrooms. Another study found that breakfast clubs helped children feel more connected to their school community, with improved attitudes toward teachers and classmates. For parents, it's a financial and practical win too, saving up to £450 a year and giving families up to 95 extra hours of morning flexibility. It's a small change with a big ripple effect, helping children thrive and easing the pressure on working families. Early feedback from schools and families has been overwhelmingly positive. Parents say it's eased the morning rush, and teachers are seeing calmer, more focused classrooms. One school even reported a 28% drop in late marks and better behavior across the board. Online, many have spoken up in support, calling it a simple but powerful way to help children start the day right. So what do you think about this? If your child's school has started offering a breakfast club, I'd love to hear how it's going. Has it made a difference to your mornings or to how your child feels at school? Feel free to share your experience in the comments. Every story adds to the bigger picture. And finally, our final good news story today is that the UK quits coal and powers up renewables. This is a historic moment for the country and the planet. The UK has officially quit coal, becoming the first advanced economy to shut down its last coal-fired power station. Ratcliffe-on-Soar, the final plant, closed its doors for good this summer. Just over a decade ago, coal generated 40% of the country's electricity. Today, it's been replaced almost entirely by wind and solar. This shift has led to a 75% drop in power sector emissions since 2012, a huge win for clean air, climate action, and future generations. But the story doesn't end there. The UK is now powering ahead with the Clean Power 2030 plan, aiming to deliver 100% clean electricity by the end of the decade. In 2024, more than half of the United Kingdom's electricity came from renewables, and that share is still growing. Wind and solar projects are expanding rapidly, with new solar farms and offshore wind capacity being approved and built. The government has lifted the ban on onshore wind, launched GB Energy, and pledged to stop issuing new oil and gas licenses in the North Sea. These aren't just policy changes, they are signs of a real shift. A move toward homegrown, stable and clean energy that protects both the planet and our wallets. So what does all this mean for us, at home? Right now, the average household energy bill is around £1,709 per year. But if the UK stays on track with its clean energy goals, households could save £300 a year on electricity bills by 2030. That's not just a climate win, it's a cost of living win. By relying less on expensive fossil fuels and foreign imports, and more on homegrown wind and solar, we'll have cheaper, more stable energy right at our doorstep. It's cleaner, smarter, and built for the future. I've definitely noticed more solar panels popping up on rooftops, in fields, even across supermarket car parks. It really feels like clean energy is becoming part of everyday life. What about you? Have you seen more solar panels in your area lately? Maybe you've even had some installed on your own home. If so, have you noticed any changes in your electricity bills since switching to solar? Has it helped make your energy costs more predictable or affordable? I'd love to hear what you've experienced. Drop a comment below and let's share some positive energy stories. And this brings us to the end of our first episode. From falling NHS waiting lists to free breakfast clubs helping kids thrive, and the UK powering ahead with clean energy, there's a lot to feel hopeful about. These stories remind us that progress is happening, even if it's slow. And sometimes it's the quiet wins that matter most. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, and hit subscribe so you don't miss next month's dose of positivity. Until then, stay kind, stay curious, and keep looking for the good.